first here tonight, a man is dead after being struck by a vehicle in the Okolona neighborhood. It happened just after 5 this evening on Preston Highway near Minor Lane. LMPD says 2 men were crossing Preston Highway in a dark section of the road. Both of them made it to the center median when one of them may have stepped back onto the road when a car hit the man. The woman driving the car did stop and then called for assistance and stayed on the scene. The man who was hit died at University Hospital. No other vehicles were involved and there were no other injuries. LMPD says no charges are expected to be filed. A Louisville neighborhood is facing multiple upsetting economic changes. Thanks for joining us here on the Night Team. I'm Alex Dieterer. Anchor businesses at the Highlands Mid-City Mall announced they won't be tenants much longer. Baxter Avenue Theaters is closing as soon as next week. WHAS11 Night Team's Jose Alonso and photojournalist Aspen Hester spoke with concerned neighbors today about these announcements.
Changes are coming to a beloved Highlands neighborhood staple on Bardstown Road.
Bah humbug, golly, gee whiz. Couldn't they just stay until it's close to being everything cut?
The Mid-City Mall is losing anchor businesses, with Baxter Avenue Theaters announcing its closure as soon as next week on December 31st.
Yeah, it looks old when you get in there, but it's still comfortable. You can put your feet up and all of that. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear it because I thought there would be a whole lot of people that were coming that would, make it feasible.
Constructed in 1962 as Derby City's second ever enclosed mall, it went up for sale in November 2024 with an $11.3 million property value. But locals say it's worth more.
It's not just always about making money. It's about having a community.
Baxter Avenue Theater should be celebrating its 30th anniversary next year since they opened up in 1996. But what's also on the line here is both Value Market and the Louisville Free Public Library. Both still have lease extensions that expire at the end of June.
It's like a lump of coal, so to speak, especially the theaters. I was hoping they might find a way to stay.
The vice president of the local business association, Highland Commerce Guild, Nick Morris, says they're hopeful for the venue's future.
It's a great location. It's flanked by 12 or 15 historic neighborhoods up and down Bardstown Road. So it's just a matter of the developer finding the right mix of businesses, and I think it can be successful, obviously.
Some shoppers are hopeful a Louisville and Highland native could step in.
I'd like it to stay the same. I'd like for Jack Harlow to buy it. He's got $11 million, and that's what they're asking. You really want to save the Highlands? That's how you can do it.
For these Louisvillians, change looks scary. Not knowing the future will be worth the high payoff. In the Highlands, Jose Alonso, WHAS 11 Night Team, on your side.
In a statement sent to us, Apex Entertainment said, quote, while Apex Entertainment would prefer to continue operations and serve its loyal patrons, that is not possible at the present time. We have not received any indication that the developers wish to incorporate Baxter Avenue Theaters into their plans. We disagree, but respect their decision, end quote. Apex Entertainment officials say December 31st will be their final curtain call. Well, we've got a few drizzles across our area right now moving into our Monday. Some beautiful lights we're seeing just a few days ahead of Christmas. Chief Meteorologist Mallory Schnell joins us now. And Mallory, I know this is not the last little bit of rain we'll see for our holiday week.
Yeah, that's right. We have spotty light rain chances just about every single day this week. Really not looking to amount to much. We're talking 1/10 of an inch of rainfall here, 1/10 of an inch there. So it's not going to disrupt your plans all too much, but you might see a few raindrops on the windshield if you're out and about tonight or into tomorrow morning as well. I will say our dew points have increased from earlier today. We had dew points in the 20s, but that southwesterly flow brought in a little bit more moisture, so that moisture is trying to make it to the ground. Many of us, though, just seeing mostly cloudy skies and, yes, some patchy drizzle at times tonight. But because of that, temperatures are staying put. We're still in the low to mid 50s at this late hour, and we're really not looking to cool off all too much as we carry on into tonight. You can see that here with the hour-by-hour futurecast. Looks a lot busier than what's actually reaching the ground here. earlier. Expect patchy drizzle, spotty shower here or there through tonight that pushes down to our south tomorrow. And we are expecting those highs tomorrow to climb back into the lower 60s. We'll talk much more about the rest of our Christmas week forecast. That's coming up in just a bit. Alex.
All right. Thank you, Mallory. And as we head into this holiday week, millions look to hit the roads. Safety experts say holiday driving increases traffic accidents and fatalities. Our sister station in San Diego, KFMB, explains why it's crucial for drivers to be cautious this holiday season.
Yeah, safety officials say the stretch from Thanksgiving through New Year's consistently brings more serious crashes, and they say freeways are often where those risks come into play.
And this holiday season, there will be no shortage of cars on the road. AAA projects nearly 9 million people in Southern California will travel by car for these year-end holidays, adding congestion, longer drive times, and more opportunities for deadly mistakes.
The reality is more people on the road means more careless actions. It can mean fatalities, injuries, deaths, of course.
Tammy Guido McGee travels the country talking to teen drivers about the real-life consequences of dangerous driving, a message shaped by personal tragedy.
We want you to be responsible. We want to make sure that when you're behind the wheel, you recognize that you're driving a lethal weapon.
Her son Connor was killed in a crash in 2019 after accepting a short ride to a party.
He reached speeds of 75 miles an hour in a 35 in only 500 yards. Flipped the car and he killed all three of them instantly. All three boys were gone in the blink of an eye from something that was 100% preventable.
The National Road Safety Foundation says impairment and fatigue are major factors in deadly holiday crashes.
There's more traffic on the roads. People are rushing to get all their things done for the holidays, and people are speeding a bit more. They're driving more aggressively because they're in a rush.
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration calls this 3D month. It's drinking, distraction, and drowsiness, all three things that seem to combine at this time of year. Advocates say planning ahead can save lives.
You have Uber, you have Lyft, call a friend. We need to together work together to make sure that everybody is safe on our roadways.
And 'tis the season to travel and wait in long security lines. However, experts are recommending TSA PreCheck to avoid those long lines. The digital verification platform Clear will also get you through security lines faster. TSA has a free assistance program for seniors over 75, people with disabilities, and some parents traveling with young kids. Expert Brian Kelly of The Point Sky also recommends avoiding basic economy fare so you're not stuck with unexpected fees.
Even if the line looks long in pre-check, it moves so much faster because you don't have to take things out of your bag. You go through a metal detector instead of that scanner.
Also recommends not parking at the airport. Instead, use the app Spot Hero to find much cheaper options that are still very close to the airport. And new tonight, Hardin County government offices will remain open this Friday. The day after Christmas was originally supposed to be observed following an executive order signed by President Donald Trump last week, ordering federal offices to close on December 24th and 26th. But due to the timing of the federal decision, Hardin County government said there was not enough time for the fiscal court to formally approve the additional day so that employees would be compensated accurately. Judge Executive Keith Tall confirmed all Hardin County government offices will be open and operating under regular hours on the 26th, but will remain closed on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Kentucky bourbon mainstay Jim Beam is halting production at its main distillery in 2026. Today we talked with a bourbon historian who said this decision comes as the Kentucky bourbon industry faces uncertainty with tariffs and dipping overseas sales. The main campus in Claremont will continue to bottle bourbon and store product in their warehouses, but discontinue distilling, and that begins January 1st. Michael Veach, a bourbon historian based in Louisville, said the news doesn't come as a surprise.
Sales are down, overseas sales are down. They've got plenty of whiskey. They just need to shut down for a year.
The distilling company shared in a statement that they're taking the opportunity to invest in site enhancements. Employees are represented by the United Food and Commercial Workers Union, and a spokesperson says as of now, there are no layoffs. Shively police are asking for your help in identifying a robbery suspect. Take a look at these surveillance images. Shively police say this woman displayed a gun during a fight and then stole items from a Thornton's convenience store. There was no date or time shared, but in the social media post, they said, quote, She is considered to be armed and dangerous. If you have seen this woman or have any information about the incident, you are asked to call the Shively Police Tip Line. You can see that number here on your screen. It's 502-930-2773. Tonight, President Trump announced the U.S. is still actively pursuing a sanctioned oil tanker that fled into the Atlantic Ocean after the Coast Guard tried to seize it on Sunday. The tanker was on its way to pick up oil in Venezuela and was not carrying cargo when the U.S. attempted to board. The ship was not flying a legitimate national flag, which a U.S. official said, giving the Coast Guard legal authority to intervene. It marks the third time in less than 2 weeks that the U.S. has targeted oil tankers linked to Venezuela. Oil is the economic lifeline of President Nicolas Maduro's regime. President Trump was asked tonight what his goal is with Venezuela.
The goal in Venezuela to force Maduro from power.
Well, I think it probably would. I can't tell that. That's up to him what he wants to do. I think it would be smart for him to do that. But again, we're going to find out.
Trump also said in the same conference that the U.S. is keeping all of the oil and ships seized, but has not announced how those resources will be used. Still ahead here this evening, the southwestern part of the U.S. is seeing record amounts of rain causing deadly flash floods. We have the details up next.
And back here at home, much quieter weather with just very light, spotty rain chances through the week. Those temperatures remaining 10 to 20 degrees above average. We'll take a look at your Christmas Day forecast. That's coming up after the break. Here's a check of today's Kentucky Lottery jackpots. Mega Millions, $100 million. Powerball, $1.6 billion.
The Kentucky Lottery, funding education for over 1 million Kentucky students.